what's going on, YouTube? What's going on, chat? What's going on, guys? New month. You know what I mean? New month, bro. So, let's start on something new. You know what I mean? Um, this will be the first episode of it. You know what I mean? Um, but we basically gonna be talking boxing. You know what I mean? We basically just gonna be talking boxing. For a few minutes. Up to an hour every day. And I'm gonna try to make this a daily thing. First episode, we may go a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit. Shallow. You know, but yeah. Let's just take a look at some of the topics that are going on in boxing. The first genre we're gonna check is boxing scene. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. First one. It says there's a very good chance that Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo square off following their joint May 31st card. I didn't even hear about the joint card, if I'm being honest with you guys. Did you guys hear about it? I ain't really even hear about that. You know what I mean? So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so Caleb Plant will face Jose Armando Resendez. Let's take a look at this guy. Let's take a look. Okay, so right off rip, this isn't going to be a good fight. He did stop Jarrett Hurd, but Jarrett Hurd towards the tail end of his career was out there looking like he just didn't want to box anymore. So how good of a win is how good of a win is that? You know what I mean? As we can see, he lost to multiple guys with, multiple mid-level guys. You know what I mean? And he recently retired, but respect to Jarrett Hurd, but come on, that's kind of the big win that that's what elevated him to this next level. From being like a low key type guy that PBC will bring in to make their guys look good to like a higher key. So he went on and fought Elijah Garcia on some type of pay-per-view, I'm guessing. In his fight before last, yep, Alvarez versus Charlo. Canelo versus Charlo. Fought Elijah Garcia, and I'm pretty sure that was on the pay-per-view portion or the portion right under the pay-per-view portion. So, he was able to, hold on, let me just take a look. He was able to put up a pretty good fight. He was able to put up a pretty good fight against Garcia, winning 2 rounds, but Garcia ended up stopping him. And, Garcia, I mean, come on, we know a lot about him, his last 2 fights, he was looking very promising. I remember seeing this fight, and I'm seeing him beat up guys and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, he looks very promising. Goes out, loses to Kyron Davis. The fans think it was a closer fight, but me personally, I think 90 and 92 for Garcia is crazy, but me personally, I think it was a 7 rounds to 3 type fight. And then in his last fight, which happened, I believe 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, he went out and lost beat Terrell Gausha by robbery decision. So I think that tells us what type of level Jose Armando Resendez is at. Now, Charlo will be moving up to super middleweight in the co-main event. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how Charlo's going to feel, fighting on the undercard or as the co-main event for Plant. But, hey, this is a pretty, pretty good fight. Yo, what's going on, Nate? What's going on, bro? Plant will be facing Jose Armando Resendez, who I was just talking about. 26-year-old out of Mexico. He did beat Jared Hurd, which, as I said, isn't really too good of a win because look at how Jared Hurd ended his career. Ended it very badly. Um, and then he goes on to lose to Elijah Garcia, who Elijah Garcia lost to Kyron Davis, which was a shock loss, and then gets absolutely schooled by Terrell Gausha 99-90 and gets a gift judge decision. Like me personally, I probably could have gave Garcia about 2 or 3 rounds, but that's the most I can give him. And for him to get that gift decision is crazy. And Elijah Garcia just truly isn't as good as we thought. So to see this guy get stopped by him, I think, yeah, like you said, Nave, um, I think I think he's facing another bum, like you said. You know what I mean? But you know, this should be a good fight. Let's see what these comments are saying about this fight. Let's go, Caleb. Let's go, Jamal. Yeah, I think this is honestly a good fight. I think this is the best fight that they can make for both guys right now. You know what I mean? With all being said, Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo, because Edgar Berlanga is on Matchroom. You know what I mean? So with him being on Matchroom, there's not much cross promotion going on between PBC and Matchroom. So I think this is a perfect fight for both of them. Caleb Plant 32, and I believe Jamal Charlo's either. I think he's about to turn 35. So this is a good fight for both guys, and I'd rather see this. You know what I mean? I'd rather see this guy. I'd rather see each other, both of them boys fight. You know what I mean? I'd rather see them both fight since they're on the same promotion, and you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, like pretty much like this guy said, Errol Mero. In other words, a soft touch for both Planet and Charlo before their long overdue faded interest fight. Like this guy says it. No reason for me to be tuning into the May 31st card. Like I don't know. This is like this is just this is just bad. You know what I mean? This is just bad matchmaking, bro. You know what I mean? Well, not bad matchmaking, but this is the stuff that we hate about boxing. You know what I mean? With them wasting time, with matchups like this. But anyway, let's see what else we could, talk about. That's going on in boxing. Julios Angela Cruz, Zarafa. Okay, so this is something. Michael Zarafa prepared to face Tim Tszyu as Joey Spencer's team is angered over lack of neutral judges. I do see where Joey Spencer's team is coming from. I do see where they're coming from because, as we know, in Australia, we have a lot of very bad decisions. First one, that most notable one being Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. Now, take a look. The fan scorecard says Manny Pacquiao 118, Jeff Horn 111. Judges somehow make it not even a split, not a majority, but a unanimous decision for Jeff Horn. Like, huh? You know what I mean? So that's obviously the first one. Another one. Shoot, if I can spell this dude's name right, Rais Alim. Yeah, Rais Alim. He lost to Sam Goodman in Australia, and well, that it's not too bad, but there's more bad decisions that go on in Australia, so that makes sense. Michael Zarafa, this guy literally just fought. You know what I mean? This guy literally just fought. Michael Zarafa literally just fought on the Tim Tszyu. On the Keith Thurman card earlier this month. So he did make quick, easy work of his opponent. This isn't too bad of an opponent for Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? But it's not too bad of a fight for Tszyu, but you do have to. This guy got knocked out by Iris Landry Lara. You know what I mean? Who is a 40-year-old in 2 rounds. So you do have to keep that in mind with him. So yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at the comments. A-side mental warfare. That's what it could be. Joey has to KO him, make him do the rubber leg. So they're basically saying that Joey has to knock out Tim. Yo, dude could have lasted 5 minutes with a 40 something year old Laura. Damn, man, I don't know, man. This is pretty interesting. This is an interesting, interesting story. Um, hmm. April 18th show. April 18th. What day is April 18th? It's my birthday on a Friday. Okay, okay. I rock with it. I rock with it. Um, Joe Joyce needs a win. Joe Joyce needs to stop, bro. um, George Foreman. See what else. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is interesting. Bruce Carrington. That's pretty interesting. Hmm. Okay, he wins that fight. Let's take a look at this. So Jack Catterall is hoping to delay. Okay, Austin impressive. Or underperforming. Yeah, yeah. Lawler is definitely, not an old fighter, but he is 40, and the age does talk to me there, as it will with anybody, like you say, he's not an old fighter, but he's definitely 40 years old. So that you obviously got to take that into account. And Laura, another thing with Laura, he's not really like a puncher like that for like Thomas Lamana. Let's be real, bro shouldn't have even gotten that fight. You know what I mean? Spike O'Sullivan, he took 8 rounds to break him down. This guy, come on, 7 losses. I doubt this guy was supposed to be in this fight too. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like they knocked out aside 2 rounds, but Yaroslav Jr. is just kind of crazy, bro. But hey, Laura, he low key a puncher. He low key an underrated puncher, as I'm seeing right here. But still, man, dang. Let's see. We'll be back in the gym. Decent names, 10 rounder. Nobody. Off night. That's such a busy year. 3 fights on the trot. You're not just this junior IBF champion. Barboza rematch. Mandatory. Jake so laid back. He wouldn't take losing by any stretch of imagination. Yeah, no doubt about it. Um, I don't know where they said he was gonna talk. This is good clickbait. They really made me read half of this article. I didn't see nothing about no dang final eliminator, but maybe like this guy said, for the British Commonwealth and European level, maybe, hey, maybe like this guy said, Jack's so laid back that could be a big part of the problem. Jack Catterall doesn't really talk much, you know what I mean? And like the guy, above his comment said, you don't beat guys like Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor if you're mid. Even Jorge Linares at his old age. This was a pretty good win for okay, yikes. Yikes. But that's a good name on his record. It's a good name on his record. You know what I mean? So it's definitely not bad. These definitely aren't bad names. I do remember the O'Hara Davies win for Catterall. Catterall has some pretty good names on his resume, but he's just not a talker. You know what I mean? He doesn't really talk too much unless you talk to him. So um, but to be completely fair, Jack Catterall is one of those guys who won't talk, because if we look at it, last time we got a knockout against an actual legitimate opponent, this guy doesn't really count for real. Okay, 2018, so all of Jack Catterall's fights are going to go to decision. He's not really a puncher, doesn't really have that puncher type style, so that's maybe part of the reason why he doesn't really talk for real. Um, he's too laid back. Laid back is fine for poker. Yeah, I think Liam Paro would be a good fight. I think that would be a good fight for him. I think that's actually a very good fight for Jack Catterall. Bruce Carrington, he wants the champions next. I can't really blame him for real, for real. Can't I can't blame him at all for real, for real. You know, um, I can't blame him at all. Like I said, let's take a look at the ratings. At featherweight. So let's take a look. Cause I mean, if I'm like honestly, looking at these opponents are trash. I do believe that he should give this dude a rematch. You know, if he doesn't get that title shot, he should give this dude a rematch because it was a close fight. And some people think Segawa actually won. He did get rocked in this fight, so this is a good fight right here. You know, and I think they should run it back. You know what I mean? But he should give this dude right here a rematch. You know, in my opinion, if nobody wants to fight him. But I mean, he's been stepping up, but these aren't really like these aren't for real like the type of opponents that are gonna necessarily give you title shots. Let's just take a look at where he's ranked at for real. Let's take a look. So he's ranked number 8 in the ring. Um, as of now, ranked number 1 for the WBC, ranked number 1 for the WBO, ranked number 2 for the WBA, ranked number 4 for the IBF. So these fighters that he's beating, they may not be all the best, um, all the best in terms of name recognition. You know what I mean? But hey, they're getting him these title shots. You know, now obviously, when it comes to these 4 organizations right here, you know what I mean? Um, you got to take into account a lot of things. Now, obviously, Bruce Carrington is pushed by Top Rank. That's obviously one of the big things. He's pushed by Top Rank. You know what I mean? Um, I've never heard of this guy at all. This guy, you know, he has around the same level wins as Carrington, you know, but obviously he's not pushed by he's not really pushed by a promotional company, I don't think. Let's take a look. Look at this. He's fighting on these club level type shows. So let's take a look real quick. What type of shows is he fighting? Hollywood Fight Nights. Like these aren't no like real like PBC top rank matchroom type shows. You know what I mean? These aren't like no real like shows for real. You know what I mean? So this guy Omar Trinidad isn't getting the same type of push. And let's take a look. Oh, he's number 8 in the WBO. He's number 8 in the WBA. Number 6 in the WBC. Number 2 in the IBF. Okay, so he is getting a push. He's being noticed by these ranking bodies. You know, so that is my bad on that. But to see him rank number 8 and Carrington rank number 1, it's kind of wild in my opinion. But yeah, you know, that's kind of sort of my thoughts. You know what I mean? On that whole thing. So yeah, you know, obviously when it comes to these 4 sanctioning bodies, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that go into it, and that's gonna lead me into my next topic, bro. So let's actually go straight into it. Now I was like scrolling, bro. And I saw something about I saw something about right here. Last month, Rolly Romero was ranked number 8 at super lightweight by the WBA. So let's just go up to super lightweight. Let me exit out some of these tabs. Number 8 at super lightweight by the WBA. WBA is right here. Oh, wow. Ryan Garcia wasn't ranked at all at super lightweight. Now, all of a sudden, they're suddenly ranked at 2 and 3 at welterweight and will be fighting for the vacant WBA regular title. Neither fighter has ever fought at welterweight before. Hey, appreciate you, Southwest Dice. Yes, sir, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But this is what I be talking about. Like, you gotta hand it to the this is what I be talking about. The WBA and PBC have something going on. Like, here's my whole thing. WBC has something going on with Mexican fighters, so I guess that could be said Oscar de la Hoya. WBA has something going on with PBC. WBO has something going on with Queensberry and Bob Arum. WBO has something going on with Queensberry and Bob Arum, so Top Rank and Queensberry Promotions. IBF actually got indicted. Oh, and hold on, the IBF was under federal observation 20 years ago, for taking bribes in exchange for higher boxing ratings. Bob Arum, all these guys were all acquitted admitted in federal courts of paying the IBF for rankings. You know what I mean? So IBF, they learned from that experience. That was like the dude said about 20 years ago. That was a while ago. So the IBF learned from it. So I don't really see the IBF really, you know what I mean, work with any like promoters. The IBF's learned for it. Everybody needs this treatment for real. But the IBF learned from this for real. So they don't do it anymore. You know what I mean? But the rest of these organization bodies are shady as hell because I mean, come on, Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia ranked 2 and 3. Come on, bro, and it's very funny, bro. It's very funny. It's very funny because the WBA is the same organization body that Wednesday, August 21st, quote unquote, got rid of all of their interim titles. You know, they said they're working towards, you know, because the WBA was a huge mess, guys, a huge mess. The WBA said, okay, we're going to get rid of all the interim titles. We're like, okay, because I'm telling you, before this, the WBA was a huge mess. They had a WBA World Champion or a WBA Super Champion. Under that, WBA Regular Champion, which I think, do they still have the WBA Regular Championship? They have interim champions still. Okay, here we go. Or the WBA World Champion right under it. And then after that, they will have a WBA interim champion, and there was an interim champion. Let's see if it mentions it in the article. There was a WBA interim champion in dang near every weight class. So there was 3 champions. There was 3 champions in every weight class for the WBA, and it was ridiculous, bro. And in some weight classes, they had a WBA Gold Champion, which was right under that. So it's like, what the heck? So they do mention in here, Gold Champions will not be listed anywhere. They will have a ranking, but the WBA is just a whole joke. But the WBA was a real joke, and I believe somewhere, somebody. It might have been in the article, but I do remember reading that they said they were going to try to make the WBA regular champions mandated for the super champions so that the WBA will have one champion in every division. But what happened? This was a whole 3 years ago, going on 4 years this year. You know what I mean? This was a whole 3 years ago. And I don't really see the WBA mandating stuff, and it's so bad that when the WBA actually does mandate something, everybody looks at it as a joke. So the WBA is just a joke, man. The WBA is just a joke, and like this guy said, the sport is just crooked as hell, bro. Because I mean, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. You know, Nave said Ryan should be ranked. But Nate, though, you gotta get it though. Like, Ryan has never fought at welterweight. I do kind of get where they're coming from, but this man hasn't fought at welterweight, bro. He hasn't fought at welterweight, bro. And come on, bro. Here goes another thing that I'm talking about. Gabriel Maestre, ranked number 7 for the WBA. He's not ranked anywhere else. Gabriel Maestre being ranked up here is very ridiculous because Gabriel Maestre is 38 years old, right? Lost to Stanionis. You know, this was a good win. Him beating Trayvon Marshall, this was a good win. Because they were trying to push Trayvon Marshall. You know, I'm from the DMV area. They were trying to push him up, make him the next big thing. And I felt like they just kind of try to rush him in there. You know what I mean? I did think Trayvon Marshall was going to win, but I'll give it to him. That's actually a good win. That's a good win. That's a good win for bro. You know what I mean? But this guy from Venezuela, right? The WBA's headquarters are in Panama, but I do believe that. Oh, okay. Bro, I could have sworn they had something going on with Venezuela. Could have sworn. Oh, and moved again to Venezuela. So they do have something with Venezuela. So that's the whole reason why this guy is ranked up this high because, you know what I mean? Come on, Venezuela don't really have any boxers, and this guy's, he did win an Olympic bronze medal. He was an Olympian, but come on, bro, this guy being ranked this high, he's not ranked anywhere else, not even in the, like 10 to 15. That should tell you that this nigga should not be ranked. And yeah, Nath, Ryan is ranked in a division that he hasn't fought in before, but over guys like Sasaki, Connor Ben. This whole WBA ranking is honestly just a big joke. Like, what the hell? Like, hold on, bro. Lewis Crocker? Lewis Crocker should not be ranked this high. Pat McCormick, Ikao Asuman. I haven't heard of this guy. I haven't heard. Oh, Jesus Sriracha. I believe this is the guy that fought on Pro Box not too long ago. He did fight on Pro Box, but this is not the guy I was talking about. But this whole WBA welterweight ranking is a joke. You know what I mean? This whole thing was a joke, bro. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's some all my thoughts on the WBC, bro. I mean the WBA, bro. Let's hop into our next topic, bro. And my final topic, bro, is Errol Spence Jr. a Hall of Famer? You know, now me and my boy Mike was talking about this, and sheesh, my fault, boys. I ate some Chick-fil-A before this, but me and my boy Mike was talking about this, and you know what I mean. Like, this is definitely like a actual, like, this is a good topic to bring up. You know what I mean? This is a good topic to bring up, bro. You know, that he did bring up. You know. My fault. I was feeling a little bit sick, but Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? Errol Spence Jr. Obviously, this is the guy that faced Terrence Crawford. He was a part of that, the biggest fight in boxing for hardcore fans. That hardcore fans wanted to see for a while. And let's just take a look at his resume. Errol Spence Jr. definitely worked his way up. I do believe he's an Olympian. I do believe he is. Errol Spence Jr. a Olympian. Yeah, so he is an Olympian. Didn't come home with a medal, but with that, he worked his way up. And what really got him the title shot, what quick fast tracked him, is my whole thing. I don't care if you're fighting bums for real, but as long as you're stopping them on a consistent basis, like how Errol Spence was doing, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. And Nave says he is a Hall of Famer. There's guys that done less who are in the Hall of Fame. That is true. Like, I was telling Mike, bro, like, I don't really pay attention to the Hall of Fame because they be like snubbing fighters and whatnot. They be doing like some weird shit up there in the Hall of Fame ballot or whatever the hell. And bro, how many Hall of Fames of boxing is there? There's a bunch, but I think it's like, okay, y'all can't agree on one sanctioning body for a title. Okay, I'll take 4 different titles, bro, but can we at least agree on one Hall of Fame? Like, come on, bro. Like, boxing Hall of Fame. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is the main one, International Boxing Hall of Fame. You see, Boxing Hall, like, come on, bro. So I guess this is it. So, but yeah, Spence was definitely stopping these guys that they were putting in front of him. He was definitely stopping them. Went on to fight Kell Brook in his home country, in his backyard, and stopped him. You know what I mean? In a good fight. Went on to defend that title. Went on to unify, face Sean Porter in a good fight. Beat Danny Garcia. This is all after the car crash. And then beat Ugas, and then go on to face Crawford. Now, here's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Errol Spence Jr. Um, great fighter, and like I said, like for me, it matters about the names, but for me, like Hall of Fame is like the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? So my whole thing, right, is what are we gonna look at you at? What are we gonna look at you as other than your name? So with Errol Spence Jr., all it becomes down to is um all it comes down to is Olympian unified champion. That's what we can say about Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? And like that actually, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see who's in there. And okay, so Donald Curry did make it into the Hall of Fame, and that's Donald Curry. If you guys don't know, Donald Curry, this guy definitely is someone you guys should check out. And this is exactly who I look at Errol Spence's career to be shaped exactly as. You know what I mean? Donald Curry, 404 as an amateur. Obviously, BoxRec doesn't have all the amateur bouts, but his amateur record was 404, like on some Lomachenko type stuff. You know what I mean? That's a great record. And Donald Curry, same weight class as Errol Spence, came up, beat Marlon Starling to win the IBF World Championship at welterweight. Same title that Errol Spence held so many years before. Um, Went on to defend that belt. Went on to go on to unify that belt. You know, to Milton McCrory, and I remember they had their back and forth. They had their little beef. You know what I mean? So for him to go out and knock him out in 2 rounds to claim the WBC world title to unify it, that was pretty big. You know what I mean? That was probably the height of his career. Um, you know, um, shoot, hopefully next time, I'm gonna try to next time I'm gonna definitely look to show some of these fights because like this is a 2 round fight, you know, and it's an old fight, so like, come on, like go to YouTube and search that joint up right now. Donald Curry versus search that up right now. Obviously, we won't click on that, but go here something where there's no copyright on it. It's a fight from 40, 30 years ago, so we should be able to watch that. But anyway, we want to knock him out in 2 rounds, you know. So next stream, I'll definitely, you know, test it out to see if we can actually watch these fights. You know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna definitely look out to see that. But for now, we're gonna play it safe. But went on to lose to Lloyd Honeyghan, which was a upset. You know, Errol Spence's loss wasn't an upset. You know, that's what we can say. We were just very surprised about how dominant it was. You know, but him losing this fight was an upset. You know what I mean? But after that, he moved up. You know, that's something that if Errol Spence was to come back, he would definitely move up because he, you know, was definitely big for 147. Moved up, you know, won IBF USBA title. And after that, bro, he lost to Mike McCollum, and his career just really wasn't the same. But so like if this was Errol Spence's career stopped right here, this is exactly like I think this match is like dang near perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they both have some pretty decent names on the resume. You know what I mean? Um, Obviously anybody can say what they want now, you know, about these names. You know what I mean? Maybe most of these names right now aren't very recognizable, but back in the day they were. And I mean, let's be real. Who's gonna remember Danny Garcia in a couple of years? Who's gonna remember him? Well, your Dennis Ugas obviously gonna be known for being Pacquiao, but other than that, every big fight this man stepped in, every step up fight he stepped in, he's lost. Other than Jamal James and Brian Perella, you know what I mean, and the Manny Pacquiao fight, you know what I mean. Mikey Garcia, I would say people are gonna remember him, but he really done himself in by losing to Sandor Martin. Like, that was a very wild fight. He really done himself in with that one. Um, um, Lamont Peterson, come on, bro. Like in the DMV, they obviously remember him, but this guy, you know, he didn't have the best end to his career, bro. That obviously didn't help him. You know what I mean? So it's like Sean Porter, we're gonna remember Sean Porter, you know, but he's gonna be another guy that's known for once he, just that level under that elite. So I really do feel like, these two careers align, and I think, if Donald Curry was able to get in, I think Errol Spence would definitely be able to get in, bro. He just doesn't really. Errol Spence does have a marquee win, which is the Sean Porter win, but like he needed like that big win, that like huge win. You know what I mean? He needed that huge win to kind of perplex his career to where we could say, oh yeah, he's definitely in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? But like I'm telling you, bro, like Donald Curry was out here like stopping people, bro. Like Errol Spence, bro. He was really stopping people, bro. Till he, that first loss, bro. And like I said, up until there, that's where I really do believe those two careers look exactly alike. But you know, that's obviously all I got for right now today. Um, Obviously when we make these streams, the point is we're gonna try to break these clips, you know what I mean? Break them into clips and upload them so it gives me more content and it gives you guys, consistent daily content from me. You know what I mean? Who wasn't good enough? Who wasn't good enough, Dave? But you know what I mean? That's kind of the goal here with these streams, and I'm gonna try to give them to you guys every day. Like I said, you know what I mean. I'm gonna definitely try to give you guys these every day. Tomorrow I have a track meet, so maybe around the same time I'll be on here, But hey guys, I appreciate you guys for coming through. Say Errol Spence wasn't good enough. Oh, I feel you. Um, I think that I appreciate you guys for coming in, and hey, I'm gonna try to upload those videos by either tonight or tomorrow. You know what I mean? But hey, peace out, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow we will have overlays on the screen. We're just gonna get more professional tomorrow. Hey, send me guys in clips or videos you guys want to see of me react to. You know what I mean? And oh yeah, Spence, like you said, wasn't good enough to win the big fight. But I will say that car crash that did play a huge part into it, Nate. But yeah, guys, let me know, man. If you guys enjoy this,